have Swati with us today. She's a financial executive in one of the largest tech firms in the world, and she's going to share her experience and advice for young college students.
Hi, Mohammed. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great also. So, how did you become a financial executive? Like, what was your journey like till now?
Okay. So finance was something that was not a choice, but it was more of a, I would say I stumbled upon finance because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So I wanted to be a journalist while growing up, and I was really passionate about humanities and Barkha that used to be my role model. So I would imagine myself going into the field and taking interviews and stuff like that. Obviously not the war bit, but yeah, the field part that really excited me. But while I was growing up, coming from a not so economically well off family, I didn't really have a lot of choice. And I wanted to move to Delhi, which is the capital of India, and pursue my mass comm there. But I couldn't because at that point of time, just while I was writing my 12th board exams, my mom passed away.
Oh,
So I had to stay back in Calcutta, where I was born and brought up, and continue my studies there. There weren't too many good colleges in Calcutta, which I felt could do justice to my mass comm. I decided to take up commerce at that point of time, and that's how the journey with finance started. Typically, when you take up commerce, you do have a few options, but it's like the most lucrative option as a finance professional, or to have like a career in finance, is CA. Like,
mhm.
and I really started thinking as a finance executive from that point of time, weighing down the pros and cons between an MBA and a CA. And I felt like the ROI of doing a CA is going to be much more vis-a-vis MBA. So I decided to go ahead with CA. Um, and that's how my journey with finance started. With CA, I started interning with Deloitte. I did my internship with Deloitte for 3 years. And that kind of set a platform for me to take up finance in future. When I was in Deloitte, I was working with Tata Steel, which used to be one of my major client, and I loved everything about finance. I loved the audit part. I loved how industries worked, how the P&L worked, how they made money, how the business worked. And so I knew that I want to pursue a career in finance, and more specifically corporate finance, to be honest. And that's how I started preparing myself. After CA, I sat for my campus interviews, which happens in various cities in India, and you can enroll in any part of India that you want to be. Um, I got selected for interviewing for 4 companies in the campus interview,
So,
and I decided to go ahead with Coca-Cola, which was my first company. Um, and from there, my finance journey started. I had worked in various roles in finance, starting from corporate finance, financial management, financial planning and analysis, business partnering, accounting, supply finance, so
wow,
on and so forth. So, practically almost touching every aspect of finance in the last six years, to be honest. Uh,
amazing.
and currently, I am based out of Dubai. I started my Dubai journey about a year back. I work with one of the biggest tech companies in the world, the biggest e-commerce company in the world,
Wow.
and it's been an amazing journey working as a finance executive across various Fortune 500 companies, and landing the job as a financial analyst right now in Dubai. So yeah.
Wow, amazing the journey I've been through and the vast aspects of all the job search and the internship search and everything, all the experience you have. That's really amazing. So let me
Thank you.
ask you this. You mentioned about years of experience at Deloitte, internship experience at Deloitte.
Yeah.
So how did that came about? How did you find internship in Deloitte and how did that transferred into a job at Coca-Cola? Can you tell us more about
Yeah.
that?
Absolutely. So typically in CA, you are expected to do 3 years of internship, right? Like it's a part of the curriculum. Like, just like you have your internships post MBAs, like during your MBA tenure, you have the same for CAs. So for me, like I wasn't trying to move to Deloitte. I was trying to look for opportunities across various articleship firms, and that ranged from all the big fours, the midterm firms, the smaller firms, because I was very open. So, and that kind of helped me. Like that the whole activity of trying to reach out to people kind of helped me. I started speaking to a lot of people in my college, and some of my seniors who are CAs already and working in different, let's say, big four or different companies, that how should I apply to big four, how should I apply, what should I choose between, should I choose like a big company, a big articleship firm, or a smaller articleship firm. And I weighed the pros and cons. Now every articleship firm or every internship place, and I want to keep it like a little fluid, because this might apply to other people also, had its own merits and demerits.
Okay.
So I started interviewing at these smaller articleship firms. When I got the confidence that okay, I am cracking the interviews, and I started to work on how do I approach the big four. I went to all of those big four offices, tried to speak to the receptionist, that how can I meet someone and that who can guide me. Obviously, like I was sent back home. So I started asking my friends around in college that who were not pursuing CAs, but just generally talking to them that, what, I'm thinking of applying to Big Four. What should I do? Do you have any relatives who can guide me through it? Because like I am the first person in my family to even have graduated. So I didn't really have a lot of support to tell me that, you should be doing things in a certain manner. This is the right thing to do. This is the right thing, or this is the wrong thing to do. So it was all exploratory for me as and when things came along. So like talking to a lot of people really helped. And one of my friend who was also pursuing CA and knew someone in Deloitte to kind of forward my resume, helped me, because she saw that, I was really wanting to do my articleship from Big Four, and she saw how serious I was, how well I was preparing. So she said, okay, you know what, like I am applying for Big Four. So in case you want, I can help you or CV to get referred. And at that point of time, like, I didn't really know anyone at Big Four, right? And the other things didn't really help. So just because I was serious and I was very, very persistent, she helped me forward my CV, and then it was all the interview practice and preparation that typically would apply to everyone. So that's how I felt like I got my break. So like, just to summarize everything, I would say like talking to a lot of people and not being transactional about it really helped. Like I didn't reach out to her to tell that, what, just forward my CV. Do you know of any role that is open for you? The way I approached her was, can you put me in touch with someone who can help me guide through what is the right way of applying? And that really started a conversation for me, that, okay, people were ready to help because they felt that I don't have an ulterior motive. I am just looking for a guidance. And obviously, if they liked me, they were ready to take my CV. They were ready to help me out. So that really was a game changer for me.
Wow, Swati, you're a hustler in every sense of the word. That I can tell you that. That's really amazing. The hustle you have done to reach at the place you are, and you have basically touched every aspect of the job search and finding an internship and everything. So if Swati was 21 right now and she was graduating from college right now in middle of a pandemic, what would you do differently?
First of all, I would not be scared. Like, uh, like the situation is such that it's so easy to be scared. It's so easy to be depressed. And I know it's a very, very tough time. Like anytime you open a social media feed, you read about people losing their jobs. You read about people like families not having money to sustain themselves. But at this time, you should try and hold yourself. And especially at an age where, there's so much more to explore. Like you don't have a family to take care of. You don't have kids to fend or support their education. In most of the situation, parents will take care of you. So it's important to have that positive sense of feeling that there like things are going to be okay, because this is a temporary phenomena. Now coming to the part wherein you will talk about applying for actual internships, I would say that if I were 21, I would be open to things and not fixated. Like when I say open, I would try and explore different aspects of things. Like if I were a finance professional and there were no internship in finance, for example, I would try and learn new things, because you never know. So a lot of people, I feel, choose a profession because either their friends are choosing it, or because that's the right thing to do, or because that's the only thing to do. So they don't really realize what they like. And so it's a very good time to be kind of open and explore a lot of things. Like, why not take up a short course in Google Analytics, for example? Tomorrow, if you want to start up something of your own, and trust me, there are so many more options, and people are so aware than what they used to be like 7-8 years or 10 years back when I started out. You don't know what you can do from that, right? So it's very, very important to be open. The second thing that I would say is reach out to people after doing your homework. I get a lot of LinkedIn messages from people, and it says, "Hi, sir. Okay, I'm looking for an internship. Do you have any internship available in your company?" Company name is also not mentioned.
Oh.
I have the following skill sets. Would appreciate your response. Imagine me on the other side, or you on the other side. How would you feel? So
Definitely.
it's very, very important.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's very, very important to do your homework well. Read about the company. Write why does the company interests you. When you're sending a cover letter, LinkedIn acts as a cover letter for you. Like in case you're looking for an internship in any particular domain, speak to the people in that domain who've been in the company from before, and speak not in the manner that, I want an internship, so I'm speaking to you. Speak in the manner that you're genuinely interested in pursuing a career in that company or pursuing a career in that profile. And ask them questions. People love talking about themselves, and that's what I've realized over the years. People love sharing their experiences, and you as a 21-year-old should try and leverage that experience. You don't need to fail because others have failed. You can learn from their experiences and fail a little less. That's what I believe in. So reach out to people and speak to them about what does a typical financial analyst role, let's say, is. Okay, how can I make a career in finance, for example, or for that matter, any field? And be open to exploring other things. So today you might not get a role in finance, but let's say you might get a role in digital marketing, for example. Take that role. I mean, it's going to be anyways a 2-month internship. Most likely it's not going to be paid also, but you might learn a new skill that, let's say tomorrow, if you're supporting the marketing division of a company, like as a finance co-partner, you will not know that, search works in a certain manner, and this is the investment that you should do in a search engine, and this is the right investment to do in television. So just to give you a little bit of example there, so let's say if you've done an internship wherein you were optimizing, let's say, the social media search for a particular company or something on those lines, for example. Tomorrow, as a finance professional, if you become a business partner for marketing in any company, you would know how much you would spend in a particular, let's say, running a particular ad campaign, or what is the best strategy to run an ad campaign. So as a business partner, you might add value to the marketing team basis your knowledge of that domain, what you've learned elsewhere. So it's very important to be open up to doing things, and not be fixated that, you know what, I want to work with only 5 top companies, I want to work in only 5 top roles when you're just starting out, because you never know what might help you, as you like proceed in your career.
This world of internet and technology, students and early graduates, they seem to have a plethora of options. Like whether they should to spend their free time basically in the field which they like. So they are confused between either doing certificates, domain which they are interested in, or either publish some research papers, or do some online courses, or create some personal projects on GitHub. So what would you suggest them? Which thing? Uh, what enhances their profile in the best way possible, and should they more concentrate on?
So typically, I would feel, first of all, you should really decide what interests you more, because whatever will interest you more, you're going to put like 100% to that, and that will enhance the quality of it. So for example, if I like being on social media and creating content on social media, it is better for me to create content, let's say project papers on social media, or write about a company on social media, because a lot of people will probably see that. If I feel like I want to pursue a career in, let's say, I want to do a master's or a PhD, maybe uh, writing a paper or a research paper would help. So it really depends on what you'd want to do later on in life. As an interviewer, when you are starting out, and when you're just passing out, they don't really expect you to do everything. What they expect you is to do things that you've done well.
Mhm.
If you're like having 10 certificates is not going to land you the job if you're not able to answer a very simple question. And keep that in mind whenever you are appearing for an interview. What happens is, like, I get CVs from the various students and people who just passed out. They have like 10 certificates, 15 certificate courses. If you ask them a basic question about that certificate, they might not be very confident in answering. So it's very, very important to do whatever you're doing right,
Definitely.
so that you can talk about it. Yeah.